Okay, now this is where things get heavy. Tyra has Saturn in Cancer in her first house, and this placement explains so much of what we saw in the reality check docuseries. Because Saturn in the first house is armor, basically, or like a massive brick wall. The first house is your identity, your body, your presence. It's the front of the boat. And with Saturn there, means your identity gets built through hardship. Now let's add Cancer. Cancer is emotional, soft, protective, and motherly. But Saturn does not like to be in the sign of Cancer. It's like, I need structure, I need control. However, there is a tsunami of emotions happening underneath the surface. And hers is retrograde, which means a lot of the emotions that you would think someone would express outwardly is actually happening internally. So externally, she may appear very composed, controlled, and even callous. But internally, there could be waves of unexpressed emotions. What stood out to me during the docuseries is that she did not allow herself to fully feel really any emotion. And it's unfortunate because a lot of the girls saw her as a mentor, as a big sister, and yet there were moments where she deeply hurt them. Now, also consider this. Saturn represents authority figures, criticism, blockages, shame, and she was ridiculed in the modeling industry for her features, her skin tone, her body. So what happens when someone builds their identity through survival? Sometimes they normalize that harshness. And it's tricky because her Sagittarius sun wants expansion, freedom, joy, laughter, but her Saturn in her first house is like, no, you have to earn it. For all my Steven Universe fans out there, please sound off in the comments. Saturn in the first house reminds me of Pearl in that episode where we got a peek into her subconscious mind. And the way that she compartmentalized everything, the layers, the levels, like it just made me think of Pearl. And that's what I kind of envision for Tyra in her mind. I genuinely think if we had a moment to take a deeper look into her subconscious mind, I think we would see a lot of very interesting things. And it feels like mostly sadness. That's what I'm kind of getting from this, especially considering Saturn does represent depression. So that's very interesting there. But follow for part 3 because we are going to talk about how all of these things tie into her public persona. And if you want a breakdown of your Saturn placement, definitely book a reading with me. The link is in the bio.